Ah, shit. Here we go again. For any of you gamers out there, you'll know what that statement means. But essentially, what that actually means is here we go again with West Ham and the manager and the head coach merry-go-round. Here we go again with the navigation of how the fans feel coming from our board. Here comes the narrative from our board. Here it all comes. Julien Lopetegui is the latest person who's in charge of the West Ham football team that has been thrown to the Wolves. How ironic is he being thrown to the Wolves? Literally when West Ham are about to play Wolves on Monday evening at the London Stadium. I can't help but feel like what has been going on over the past 24 hours is an element of maybe trying to force Julien Lopetegui to walk. That's how I feel. Now, according to some sources, in particular Sean Wheatston, who, depending if you like him or not, doesn't matter because we do know he has some contacts at the club. Not saying that everything he reports is true, but he is saying that the next 5 Premier League games are crucial to whether he is still in a job or not. I just don't see how that is possible because the Leicester City game was always going to be one that you were going to struggle with to get over the line. We now face Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are also struggling in the Premier League, followed by Bournemouth. And if you're telling me that we get beat convincingly against Wolves on Monday night, which I don't want West Ham to do, that Julien Lopetegui is safe, it doesn't add up. The whole thing, the whole red kit doesn't add up. 60-40, where was the percentage of what our owners thought regarding should they or should they not sack Lopetegui. Then they all unanimously decided not to sack him, to now speaking out and saying that he's potentially got up to 5 games. I can't help but feel that these leaks are some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. Now, apparently, according to Sean, the board hope the results will improve, but the next 5 games will be crucial for Lopetegui's survival, but the decision could come much sooner if the bad results persist. And this has been a well below par season for West Ham. The team are currently sitting 14th in the Premier League, just 5 points clear of the relegation zone. And while that 5-point cushion may seem like quite a large amount of numbers, if we manage to lose or even drop points to Wolves on Monday, things could soon take an even bigger turn for the worst. And people are now announcing the game as El Sacchio. El Sacchio. If Gary O'Neill loses, he's lost his job. If Julien Lopetegui loses, he loses his job. What happens if we get a stalemate? What happens if we get an 0-0? They both could be out of a job. It feels like it's inevitable that something's going to happen. But the thing is, again, I'm going to state it, we have the owners that we've got. We've got the owners who don't know really the direction they're going into. We're led to believe that West Ham potentially approached some people and offered them 6-month contracts. Does that really surprise you? And if they did go to someone of the caliber, whether you think he's a caliber or not, but Graham Potter, who's been out of a job for a while, and offer him 6 months, and he's already knocked back the club before, then of course he's going to knock back the club again. And now it makes me and leads me to believe that nobody really wants to come to the club. I can't help but start to feel like that. Whether you're a manager, a head coach, or a player, because I feel like they always look at it and think a little bit like a poison chalice. You hear rumours that Slaven Bilic is telling other people that maybe you don't want to be taking the job under the current ownership. You're hearing rumours of everything that goes on at our club, left, right and centre. Leaks coming out of the club, left, right and centre. And only time will tell where the future holds for West Ham. And whether or not, even if we come away with 3 points, which, fingers crossed we do. And if we do, then, he probably will be safe in a job again for the Bournemouth game. And it feels like it's going to be that rinse and repeat. But you can't help but feel like the board are throwing him to the wolves and subtly thinking that should he fuck up at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers, that he may walk. In the press conference yesterday, he was asked, would you walk? Because he's got a history of doing it. And if the board are pushing him in the wrong direction, that's something he may do, and then his hand will be forced, and therefore West Ham don't have to pay compensation. I'm not joking you could make it all up in a book, but I feel like you could predict sometimes all the directions that West Ham are about to embark on in our journey. We win against Wolves, Lopetegui's safe for another week. We lose the following game, El Sacchio again. So, yeah, who knows what to believe. The question is, I'm going to ask you this, simple, and put it in the comments for me. Would you sack Julen Lopetegui? Subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and come on, you iron.